Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Darker Side podcast. I am your host, Shannon Sikora. So, today I want to talk about the case of Lauren Hugelmaier and her husband, Matthew Phelps. They both grew up in Kentucky and knew each other in middle school, um, but their childhoods were completely different. Lauren and her family were super close. Her parents' names were Lori and Dale, and she had sisters who she was close with also. One in particular, her name was Beth. And Lauren was said to be a loving, caring, and just a super sweet person. Her family ended up moving to North Carolina, and that is where she finished high school. And she attended the Appalachian State University and graduated with a degree in business and administration and management. Now, Matthew, on the other hand, was not close with his parents at all. His dad was never in the picture, and his mom just acted like she never really wanted to be a mom, which is really sad because this takes a toll on a child's mental health growing up. So, Matthew was mostly raised by his grandparents. His mom was still in his life, just not really much of a mother. And his mom did get married several times, so he had several different stepdads. There was only one stepdad that he was close to, and they would bond watching scary movies. And Matthew started to abuse cough syrup as he got older, and he fell into the wrong crowd. So in high school, his parents, I'm not sure if it was parents or his grandparents, but they put him into a Christian academy, and it seemed to really help him overall. It seemed to work. His grades went back up. He seemed to be turning things around, and he even went to Clear Creek Baptist Bible College. So, as I had said, Lauren and Matt knew each other in middle school, or knew of each other. I do not know the extent of their relationship in middle school, but once Lauren moved, she never really thought much about Matt until he started to DM her on Instagram. And not only did he start DMing her, he liked every single one of her pictures she had posted. So they started talking more and more, and their relationship became more serious. They started talking through DM, then text, then phone calls, and the relationship grew. And at this time, Lauren was in her late 20s, so she was looking for someone to share her life with. She was also part of a church, and she was really involved in the youth. She was a youth leader, and she took her faith very seriously and was just a very traditional person when it came to her lifestyle. Their relationship got pretty serious pretty quickly, and Matt decided to move to North Carolina to be with Lauren. And Lauren was super happy when he decided to move closer, and her mom accepted him into the family right away. It was said that her mom treated him like her own son. But her dad, on the other hand, was not as accepting of him. Lauren and her dad were super close growing up, and he just thought that their relationship was moving way too fast, and he just had a really bad feeling about Matt. And as I said before, Lauren's family was super close, so every Tuesday they would have a family dinner, and Lauren was super happy because Matt would join these dinners and was becoming part of her family. So at one of these dinners, they were playing a game, and Matt ended up telling the family that he was married before. And at first, the family felt a little awkward and shocked. I mean, they're thinking he's a little young to already have a divorce, like what happened in their marriage. But eventually they seem to forget about it and just move on. However, Lauren's dad was really bothered by this. So in 2015, Matt and Lauren got engaged. They did have an engagement party, and most of the guests there were Lauren's family, and Matt was super comfortable with that. However, Matt's mom did attend and was pretty cold and rude towards Lauren. She even wore a white dress to the party, which, if you've gone to wedding things, you know that wearing a white dress to anything that has to do with a wedding is just not a good idea. In November of 2016, they had their wedding. Their wedding was Star Wars themed, and they were really into Star Wars and Harry Potter. And at this point, all seemed good with their relationship except for Matt's mom. So after they got married, they took a trip to Kentucky to see Matt's family. And while they were there, Matt's mom wanted to get a family photo shoot done. So before they left for the trip, Matt's mom called Lauren up and told her about the photo shoot. And she told Lauren that everyone was going to wear blue. However, the day of the photo shoot, Lauren found out that his mom actually had all the women wear white and all the men wear blue. Now, Matt's mom threw a huge fit and canceled the photo shoot and blamed the whole thing on Lauren. And Lauren's family thinks that she did this on purpose to make Lauren feel bad and make her feel like she is not part of the family, which I wholeheartedly believe this was done on purpose too. It's such a narcissistic thing to do and definitely fits in with the other things she has done. Now, Lauren was a very hard worker and very intelligent. After Matt and her got married, she worked for a Fortune 500 company as an auditor, and she also worked at the church daycare and even started her own Scentsy candles. Now, Scentsy, I'm not saying that right, I know that, is an MLM or multi-level marketing company, and I've been part of one of these before. Basically, you just sell, and you sign on under somebody, and then the more you sell, the better you do in the company, and then eventually you can have people sign on under you. Now, Matt wasn't as ambitious as Lauren. Uh, he did not like to work and would jump from job to job. And then when he was switching jobs, he wouldn't really say why he left the job or why he got fired from the job. He worked in as a customer service representative, as a caregiver, and in lawn care. I think that's what he was in at the end of all this. So, but like I said, Matt didn't like to work, so he told Lauren that he wanted to be a pastor instead. And Lauren loved this idea. Matt seemed just as much into her church and her faith as she was, and they would volunteer together, and Matt just seemed perfect for Lauren. Their lives just seemed perfect on the outside. But despite what was being posted on social media, things were very rocky. So there was this guy named David at their church, and Matt thought Lauren was cheating on him with him. He thought David liked Lauren and that Lauren was starting to like him back. And when Matt talked to Lauren about this, he said that this is what happened to him before. That according to Matt, his ex had gone on a mission trip and met a guy. And when she got home from this trip, she told him that she did not love him anymore and that she totally broke his heart, which later we find out that this is not true at all. Now, another issue was Matt's spending. He he spent so much money while not really contributing. Lauren, on the other hand, was working 3 jobs trying to keep them financially afloat. He drained a savings account they had for a trip to Disney and Universal. As I said before, they were very into Star Wars and Harry Potter. He would even steal money right out of Lauren's purse. And this was a big issue in their marriage and caused them to fight a lot. Before they got married, Lauren had about $10,000 to her name, and they've only been married for about 10 months when all of this happened and their marriage took a dark turn. And she only had $1,000 to her name. So when all of this tension came to a head, it was September 1st, 2017. Around 1 a.m., there was a call to 911 from Matt saying he had woken up from a dream and found his wife stabbed and dead on the floor. And I'll play the 911 call for you now.
Just to make sure we have it right.
It's Upton Drive, Raleigh, North Carolina.
Okay, and what is your first and last name? Phone number you calling from?
Phone number?
Yes, sir. Tell me exactly what happened.
I think I killed my...
What do you mean by that? What happened?
I had a dream, and then I turn on the lights and she's dead on the floor.
How?
I have blood all over me, and there's a bloody knife on the bed, and I think I did it.
Okay. Alright, stay on the phone with me. I'm getting her ambulance, okay?
I can't believe this. I can't believe this.
When did you wake up to find this?
I don't even know what time it is.
Alright, stay on the phone with me, sir. I just gotta ask you a few questions, okay? I'm getting some help to you. Are you with the patient now?
Yeah, I can see her.
Okay. Alright, how old is the patient? How old is your...
She's 29.
Okay. Is she awake at all right now? What makes you think she's dead? Is she awake?
She's not breathing.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Okay, do you think she is beyond any help?
I don't know. I'm too scared to get too close to her.
Okay, just stay on the phone with me, sir. I'm here with you. I'm here with you.
I'm so scared.
Alright, I've already sent the paramedics to help you, okay? I'm sending someone to assist you. Just please leave everything as you found it. Is there anything else we can do for you, sir? Where's the knife right now?
The knife's on the bed. I'm not next to it, so I don't have a weapon on me or anything like that.
Okay, when did you wake up?
I don't know. I took more medicine than I should have.
What medicine did you take?
I took Corseed, cough and cold, Corseed, HCP, cough and cold, because I know it can make you feel good, so a lot of times I can't sleep at night.
Okay.
I took some.
Alright, so what are you sure she's not breathing?
She's not moving. Oh my God.
Okay, I'm gonna stay here with you, okay? Let's at least see if she's breathing, okay?
I'm so
Alright,
by her.
Can you see her from where you're at?
Yeah, it's so bad. There's so much blood.
Okay, alright. I'm gonna stay here on the phone with you until help gets there, okay? Just don't touch anything. Just look at, is she breathing at all? Is her chest moving? Is anything going on with her?
No.
Okay, well we're gonna at least...
The blood is dried on me.
It's dried?
The blood's not wet on me. The blood is dry. So I don't know what I... Oh my God.
Alright, well we're gonna at least try to help her, okay? Alright, Alright, I've already sent the paramedics to help you. Just stay on the line, I'm gonna tell you exactly what to do next, okay? Are you right by her?
Oh my God. I mean, I can see her, but... Oh my God.
stay with me, sir. I know this is upsetting, but we were gonna try to do what.
Okay, so and also if you hear noise in the background, I'm sorry, that's my kitty cat. So that was the 911 call, and Matt showed no emotion, um, according to the police. And like you can even hear in the 911 call, for someone who had just woken up and found the love of their life stabbed to death on the floor, and you think you did it, he's pretty calm. And if you heard him, he was trying to blame the whole thing on Coricidin. Coricidin is a cough medicine. It's usually for people who have high blood pressure that can't take regular cough medicine. And you can get high if you take enough from it, but he thinks that he did it, but has no memory of doing it, because he took Coricidin. And when the police got there, it was clear she was just brutally murdered, and they found Lauren on the floor in a fetal position, holding clumps of her own hair. Now, and he just, even the police said that his behavior was just very matter of fact. He wasn't hysterical, and it just seemed odd. So they rushed Lauren to the hospital right away, and at the hospital about 6 a.m. that morning, from what I believe, she was pronounced dead at the hospital. And the police went to Lauren's parents' house to tell them what had happened. And when Lauren's mom saw the police at her door, she knew that something happened to Lauren. She asked if it was Lauren and if Lauren was dead, and they said yes. And then she asked if Matt had killed her. And the police asked, "Why would you ask that?" And Lauren's mom said she just had a feeling.
Turned around and I said, "Did Matt kill her?" And they asked me, "Why would you ask that?" I said, "I don't know, I just know. I just know." And they told us that he had killed her and that he had stabbed her.
The police called him a monster, and we're talking about homicide detectives who see homicides every day.
Now, Matt had stabbed Lauren 123 times. And like I said, the police say that he was acting very suspicious. So right away, he was taken into custody. Also, there was not as much blood on Matt as there should have been, and the police suspected that Matt had tried to clean up the evidence, which, if you take the time to clean up a crime scene, you obviously know you did something wrong. And it wasn't by accident, because you wouldn't, if you were that distraught because you had accidentally did this to your significant other, the love of your life, you wouldn't have taken the time to clean up a crime scene. And this was later confirmed. They did a luminol test, which is like a substance that they put on walls and stuff, and it will show if there is blood that had been already cleaned up. And as the police suspected, there was blood all over the bathroom. So, what caused Matt to snap and kill his wife that night? Let's go back to what happened right before he did this. Or actually, it's not right before, but in the hours leading up to Lauren's death. So, and it definitely was not Coricidin that made him do this. It's even been reported, while yes, if you have cortisone in your blood, you can get high, but they tested Matt's blood, and he had a little over the average dose, but not enough um, to even make him high. Like the police said that he could even driven a car that night. And the makers of cortisone did come out and say that there has been many studies done, and it does not affect you in this way. So let's go back and talk about specifically what happened the night Lauren was murdered. We know they were having a ton of financial problems, primarily due to Matt and his spending habits. And on top of that, Matt is threatened by this guy, David, who he, according to Lauren, according to him, he thought Lauren was cheating on him with. And I believe he started getting controlling over Lauren and getting jealous if she had even talked to another guy. Um, there were certain people that have said that he was getting controlling over her, people who she talked to. However, Matt, on the other hand, was hanging out a lot with this girl named Valerie. So on the night before Lauren died, Lauren had made dinner for Matt, and when it was just about done, Valerie came to the door, and Lauren was on the phone with her sister Beth. And Beth said it was kind of hard to hear what was going on at the time, but she knew that Lauren was getting upset. And obviously, this would make you mad because Matt said that he was going out with Valerie and he didn't know when he was going to be back. And um, as I mentioned earlier, um, Matt was kind of getting controlling over Lauren and who she was hanging out with, but he was allowed to just go out with this girl, which when you're married, I don't think you should do that. Just go out with you and another girl. So Lauren waited for Matt to get back. She even waited to eat dinner. And Matt sent Lauren a text message saying, I'm having way too much fun with Valerie, so just eat without him. So Lauren was very upset, and she had sent a text message to Beth and said that that was the last straw, that it was over. She was done with Matt, that Matt was bringing her down and just ruining her life, and she was over it. Now, her sister thinks that he made the decision um, to kill Lauren that night because he wasn't going to let her leave him.
I think that he made a decision that day that Lauren was not going to leave him, even if that meant he had to kill her.
Lauren's dad said the last day he saw Lauren, she was acting like very full of anxiety, just a mess, and that wasn't his daughter. And to me, that sounds like battered woman syndrome. Um, it is a subcategory of PTSD. Not everybody that suffers from battered women syndrome um, is a candidate for PTSD, but a lot of them are, especially because it sounds like she's never had issues with anxiety before. And anxiety is one of the biggest uh, red flags as far as someone dealing with this. And again, I'm just out of what I know, I'm still doing my education. I'm not licensed uh, to diagnose, and this is but just from what her family is saying, it sounds like that's what she was suffering from. And they also said that Matt had gotten withdrawn and really depressed, and they were scared that he would do something to himself, but they never thought that he would do anything like this to Lauren. Now, Matt told the investigator about his ex-wife when he was taken into custody, and he said that he was unknowingly abusive to her as well. And the investigators did talk to his ex-wife, and she said that their marriage ended because, unlike what Matt said, in their marriage, there were a lot of financial issues due to Matt spending and barely contributing. Matt cheated on her several times, and he was very abusive to his ex as well. And she said she was definitely afraid of him. And also during the investigation, the detectives found a Instagram belonging to Matt. And Matt was obsessed with the American Psycho, the serial killer movie. I've never seen it. But he told his friend that he would like to know what it would be like to kill somebody. And he would even dress up like Patrick Bateman, who's the main character or the serial killer in the movie. And he also had a lot of anti-Christian stuff on there, which for someone who's going to become a pastor, that is a big red flag. Like, and this was private, so this was probably how he was really feeling. And living that Christian pastor faith for Lauren to show, to give her what she wanted to keep her in this relationship. It's basically a form of, manipulation. So, as I said, Matt was arrested right away. He was being charged with first-degree murder. Prosecutors argued that he knew what he was doing because when they got a hold of Matt's phone, he was researching about quercetin and how loopy it makes you. He also posted on Instagram on his secret account that everyone thinks I'm a serial killer. Found an angel to kill. So, with those things, plus the way he was acting in the 911 call and when the police got there, and the fact that he had tried to clean up the crime scene, that was pretty much, you know, a, a, closing shut case. And, but the defense, yeah, he didn't have much of a defense with all of those, all that evidence. But the defense did use some of the character letters from his coworkers and from his friends, saying how much this wasn't like him and how he would never do this. And they also tried to argue he was in a depressed state and, whatnot, that he was in the right mind. But I mean, at the end of the day, he killed somebody. He still needs to pay the price for that. So on October 5th, 2018, that's when the trial came to a close. And Matt took a plea deal. He was sentenced to life without the possibility of parole. He he did stand up and apologize, but the family say they will never forgive him.
Will you ever be able to forgive him?
No, never. I'll take him to my grave, and I'll still hate him.
What would you tell Lauren right now?
I miss her and I love her.
I'm sorry. I let you down. I should have seen it. All I can tell her, I'm sorry. I let you down. But I ain't gonna let the rest of them down. Not no more.
And I think that's fair. I mean, I understand not wanting to forgive somebody. I don't know if I would ever be able to forgive somebody if they did this to my child. I know that there are families of victims who do say that they don't want to hold on to that anger for the rest of their life, and they do forgive uh, the the abuser or the whoever they're forgiving. But and I understand both sides of that argument, and I totally don't blame Lauren's family for not forgiving him. So Lauren's dad feels like he let her down and wishes that they would have seen more of the red flags. Although this is not their fault, they should not feel guilty. I know that they do, based off of interviews that they have given, but they should not feel guilty. He was a monster, and now they make their mission to bring awareness to domestic violence. So that is all for me today, guys. There is a couple things, like I said, instead of Friday, I am going to post on Sundays, and Mondays would probably still be my day for the YouTube version. So you could still go to my channel on YouTube on Mondays and watch the uh the video there. And if you have a case you want to share or want me to talk about one, you can always email me. I'll put the email in the description below. And yeah, so follow me on Instagram, like and subscribe on YouTube, follow, rate, and review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And thanks for listening or watching. And I will see you all next time. Bye, guys.